What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I once again have my boy Eric with me,
What's good, boys?
and we're doing a top 5 most overrated UFC fighters list. Eric's got his list, I got mine. This is what this whole channel is about. Me and Eric have complete polar opposite opinions when it comes to pretty much everything that it comes to the sport, which is the reason why we wanted to start the channel. So this is a perfect opportunity to show you guys where we stand in terms of, who we think is overrated. So, Eric, I implore you to start off this list. I can't wait to see your number 5. Let me see your number 5.
This is gonna be a fun video, man. All right, let's
I'm
go. Let's
excited.
get
I'm
straight to
excited.
it. All right, my number five. Yeah, let's just okay. Number five, I got Curtis Blaydes. I know at this point a lot of people say that he's bad and stuff, but I have to bring this dude up simply for the fact because I really wanted to put Tom Aspinall on this list, but I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm gonna put Curtis Blaydes because, bro, like the amount of people that were saying that because you beat this dude, that means John Jones is scared of you. Like, bro, come on. Like, beating Curtis Blaydes is not a huge achievement. It really does not really matter. I mean, we had Kunaev, who's not even a UFC fighter, beat him. That was a big ass robbery, and yeah, that's all I got to say. What do you got to say about that, bro?
That's not terrible. I think obviously Curtis Blaydes is on the decline. I do think he's a good fighter, but we have to remember too that we're talking about the heavyweight division, which is the flukiest and stupidest division in the UFC, where a blob can just hit you with an overhand right and you're knocked out forever. So it doesn't take that much pure skill to be a heavyweight, and that's why when a heavyweight gets like 3 or 4 wins as opposed to like being on a 10 fight win streak at a lighter weight class, it's impressive. But I don't think anybody in the world thought that Aspinall or that Jones was scared of Aspinall because he beat Blaydes. I don't think that was what's people's mind at all. I think the reason why people thought that Jones was scared of Aspinall was because of his fighting style, which is relatively unbeatable in heavyweight. So I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. I mean, I don't think that beating Curtis Blaydes in itself is not a particularly great win, but the UFC heavyweight division is fucking terrible right now. I don't think there's a single person in the world that beats Aspinall. I think that Aspinall is gonna torch Gane. He's gonna torch everybody. But yeah, I don't really hate it. Number 5, I don't hate it. It's not that bad. It's like a whatever to me. You know what I mean? It's whatever. So it's fine. You ready
Let's
for
see.
mine?
Listen, let me see your number five, bro.
My
Let's
number
see.
5 is, hear me out just for one
What?
second. Now listen. I know this is an
Oh
extremely I know this is an extremely hot take, okay? So listen, and you're going to notice a common theme here, okay? But I promise you I'm not anti-Dagestani. I promise you I'm not, okay? Just hear me out for 1 second. Despite me having this guy in my new updated list, this guy is in my top 2, top 3 greatest fighters of all time. Despite that, okay? His resume before Charles Oliveira was extremely mid. He beat Bobby Green. He beat Drew Dober. The only substantial win that he had before Oliveira was Dan Hooker. And at the time, Dan Hooker was like, I don't even think he was in the top 6 in lightweight. And granted, it was Islam, fighting his way through the rankings. But after beating Bobby Green, this man got a title shot against Oliveira. What the fuck? All right. Now, granted, he won the fight. That's great. It's a good win for him, right? Great win for him. That's probably, in my opinion, that's low-key his best win, okay? The second Volk fight is not a phenomenal win. And again, I don't really think, anybody's holding that second Volk win to a super high standard because it was Volk coming off the couch on 10 days notice. You could see the love handles through the 4K television in which we saw the fight at. It was horrible, okay? So I don't think anybody's really holding it against Volk for getting knocked out on 10 days early, and I don't think anybody's pushing up this win like, yo, he knocked out Volkanovski. Like, it was on 10 days notice. Okay, it's not that crazy to do. He went tooth and nail with an old Dustin Poirier, who his win before was Benoit Saint Denis, who wasn't in the top 10, and then got destroyed by Gaethje the fight before. It's a decent win, but then he lost his fight right after against Holloway. So again, you're going tooth and nail. You're one of the goats of the sport, and you're going to round 4. You got a gash above your forehead, and Dustin Poirier is giving you the fucking meatiest body hooks and putting you into deep waters. Now he clearly won. Obviously, he finished him, and he pretty much won every round, aside from maybe like the 3rd round. But then he beats number 10 Moicano. I know that wasn't his fault. I know Armin pulled out. But that's not something like, whoa, dude, this guy's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? But Topuria mops him easily. I think that Topuria knocks him out, just like he does with everybody else. And I think everybody's putting a little bit too much confidence in the patient game of Islam Makhachev because, we already saw Topuria fight against people that are very, very patient and looks for their shots and tries to, mix things together, and he gets it done anyway. So I think people are putting this guy on a way bigger pedestal than he needs to be when it comes to that Topuria fight. But despite all of that, he's still one of the greatest of all time because of his skill. That's why I put him up there. And statistically speaking, on paper, he's got the most lightweight title wins ever. But I was going to put him as an honorable mention. That's why I mentioned honorable mentions, because I don't know if I necessarily want to put him in my top 5 most overrated fighters list. But regardless, he's on here. It's just very slight, though. It's very slight. I really need him to beat JDM so that way he can get out of here and be the go to the sport if Topuria doesn't beat him. So what do you got to say?
To a certain extent, I kind of agree with your points. Like the second Volk fight is not really an outstanding win. He old Poirier, number 10 Moicano. Like his resume isn't really that impressive, but it's just bro, the way that he's beating these people, like Moicano, he's number 10 ranked, and he literally did not stand a single not even a 1% chance.
No, bro,
Old
Moicano dropped
Poirier,
him, remember?
Wobble, wobble, wobble.
he did not drop him, bro. He did not drop him, bro. Poirier, he was old. He did gash him. Yeah, I kind of see your point, but Poirier mopping him is kind of a crazy take. I mean, it's gonna be it would have been a really good fight. It's not gonna happen, but yeah, I mean, I don't really it's not a crazy take. I do see some people definitely overhyping Islam a little bit.
Wow, I'm surprised you're keeping a level head at this. I'm surprised you're agreeing with me a little bit here. All right.
Yeah, I mean, your points do make sense though.
Okay. I'm very happy that they're hearing that. Now let's dive in more, bro. What's your number 4? Let me see your number 4.
Bro, is that my list is not gonna have all-time greats like Islam, bro. That's kind of disrespectful,
that's why
bro.
I had to put "Hear Me Out" in the title, because I know at first glance it's what the fuck, how are you putting this guy at in an overrated fighters list when he's one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. So,
All right, bro. My number 4 is gonna be BSD. This dude
valid.
is extremely, extremely overrated, bro. This dude was a favorite against Dustin Poirier. That was one of the best underdogs of all time. This dude has disgustingly bad defensive striking. Bro, this dude has bro, DDP was able to knock him out I feel kind of easily. I mean, the way he was able to knock him out was, I don't know, this dude's he's not able to, he doesn't have a good guard. And then I'm already seeing a lot of people online saying that he's gonna be Rufy, honestly, I see him getting flatlined by Rufy.
Me too.
Dude, I just don't understand that take at all, and I'm praying this dude's gonna be a favorite against Rufy. I know it's most likely not gonna happen,
Definitely not. Not after what Rufy did to Bobby
but
Green, bro.
I hope hella people put money on BSD and the line is somewhat reasonable. And if Rufy's anything below a negative 200, I'm putting hella money on that because this dude is trash and he's extremely overrated. And yeah.
I think that's fair. I was one of the people that fell for the BSD or mogging propaganda, and I thought that he was gonna beat Dustin Poirier. I think the reason why he was the favorite in that fight was, again, eye test, young up and comer, was flatlining and dominating people. He dominated Matt Frivola and some other bums in the UFC, but that's unfortunately what happens in the betting world of MMA. They'll see someone who's low in the rankings, who's young and hungry, who fights an old head, who's been a gatekeeper his entire career, and they'll go, "Oh, his time's come. That's it. Death is knocking on Poirier's door." But yeah, I totally see your point. I totally understand where you're coming from. I also agree. This man's guard is terrible. I actually thought that he was going to beat Moicano. and that was the last time I believed in him. And I actually think he picked up a win.
Destroyed.
I think he might have picked up a win after Moicano, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I guess a bum.
Yeah, against the bum. So
Freaking yeah.
I don't see him excelling at all. I definitely don't see him getting past Rufi. And if he loses to Rufi and then loses one more fight after that, see you later, buddy. But yeah, I kind of agree. He is pretty overrated. I'd say he's probably one of those failed UFC prospects, like Brian Battle that we just mentioned right now. He just got cut from the UFC. That was pretty sad, but
He's like BSD, like you could tell like Dana's kind of like trying to reach into that European market with him. Like he's really trying to push this dude, and it's just not gonna work, bro.
understandably so. I mean, if I was Dana, I'd be trying to push for these European fighters to come out of the gate and provide some sort of viewership overseas and whatnot. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. It's not a bad take. Now, for my number 4, I promise you that there's a recurring theme here.
Bro, it's another Dagestani,
It's
bro.
a recurring theme, but I promise you I'm not anti-Dagestani. But just hear me out, okay? I promise you I'm making good points here.
Evloev, I already know, bro. I'm predicting Evloev.
We got Mavzar Evloev.
I knew
at
it,
the
bro.
number- Okay, listen. Mavzar Evloev is the most boring fighter I've ever fucking seen. He is so boring. I cannot watch this man. I love MMA, and I'm not one of those people I'm not one of those people that's like, oh well, if you don't like MMA, if you don't like wrestling, you should watch fucking kickboxing. No, man, that we're allowed to be entertained, even though we're fucking hardcore fans of the sport. We are allowed to stay up at 1:30 in the morning to be entertained. Nobody wants to stay up to 1:30 in the morning to see two people hugging each other's ankles, okay? His fucking style is super boring. I understand there's a lot of skill involved and there's a lot of scrambles and stuff like that. I thought that his fight against Sterling wasn't too boring. I thought there was a lot of cool grappling exchanges, but he arguably lost to Arnold Allen. I personally think that fight was a fucking robbery. I don't think it was a robbery in broad daylight, but I encourage you to watch that fight again because I definitely believe Arnold Allen won that fight. His best win is against a young Diego Lopez on a 5-day notice, and he almost got subbed in the first round by him, right on while he was coming in on 5 days notice by an armbar. And this is the number one thing that blows my mind. He is the number 1 ranked featherweight despite not having a single win against anyone in the top 5 except the 5-day notice Lopez. This man shot up to number 1 in the rankings because he beat number 7 ranked Aljamain Sterling. Like, that is crazy to me. There's probably a lot of merit in the fact that the reason why he's number 1 is because everyone else under him has already been beat by the current champ, which I kind of understand, but I don't think this man deserves a title shot. I don't care that he's undefeated. I don't care that he's 19-0. This man has not beat Yair. He hasn't beat Ortega. He hasn't beat who else is in the top 5? I want him to rematch Diego Lopez again, right? And this man is really just ranked number 1 simply because Volk has already beat everyone under him. But in terms of him deserving the title, I don't think you beat Aljamain Sterling coming off of 1 featherweight win and you get a title shot. I think that's ridiculous. So let me know what you think about that.
I mean, bro, like if we were to do a top 5 underrated list, I feel like I would kind of maybe probably consider putting Evloev on there, bro.
That's crazy.
This dude is like extremely hated. Like I understand that like everybody thinks he's a boring style, and like I'm not gonna lie, like I do get bored sometimes watching his fights too. Like I understand. But like, bro, like you said, like bro, you don't want that Diego Lopez rematch because Evloev is gonna beat him again.
Oh, please.
Yair stands 0 chance against him. Brian Ortega, bro, please.
Okay.
That would probably be his first finish. Bro.
Okay,
Like, bro.
what you're saying is most likely true. I'm not saying that Mavzar can't beat the top 5 featherweights. I'm saying we haven't seen it. And we shouldn't just give him a title shot because we assume that he will. I want to see it. I want to see him beat someone in the top 5 to get a title shot. I think this might be the first time we have ever seen a number 1 ranked human being in a division without ever touching anyone in the top 5. Has that ever happened before? Is this only ridiculous to me? That's crazy.
I mean, bro, like if we were to do a top 5 underrated list, I feel like I would kind of maybe probably consider putting Evloev on there, bro. Because this dude is like extremely hated. Like I understand that like everybody thinks he's a boring style, and like I'm not gonna lie, like I do get bored sometimes watching his fights too. Like I understand. But like, bro, like you said, like bro, you don't want that Diego Lopez rematch because Evloev is gonna beat him again. And this is the number 1 ranked featherweight despite not having a single win against anyone in the top 5 except the 5-day notice Lopez. This man shot up to number 1 in the rankings because he beat number 7 ranked Aljamain Sterling. Like that is crazy to me. I Who is that? Like, bro, do you like, bro? If Volk is able to retire off of win off of someone like Evloev, that would like solidify his legacy, bro. Like, I don't want to see like how they were saying if Pico beats Murphy, he's gonna fight Pico. Like, that would be so stupid. Even if Volk fights Murphy, like, bro, Volk is gonna destroy Murphy, bro. Murphy stands no chance against Volk, even 36-year-old Volk. The only person that really the only two people that really stand a chance are Evloev and Gene Silva. Like, I have those two people as a favorite by the end of the year being the champion. And yeah, bro, Evloev is one of those people where like I feel like he's just too overhated for just having a boring style, but like really he's one of the better fighters in this division.
I mean, I don't particularly overrate. I don't think Mavzar's overrated because of his style. I think he's overrated because of his circumstance right now. Because despite someone like Bilal, who I think has a boring style, he deserved a title shot, and he deserved it for a while. He beat a bunch of contenders, a bunch of high-ranked contenders before getting a title shot, but his style is boring. And I was like, okay, he gets a title shot. That makes sense. I don't care that his fight style is boring. He deserves it. But Mavzar has both. He has a boring style, and he doesn't deserve it because he hasn't fought anyone in the top 5. But I understand what you're saying. I actually think that Mavzar should probably fight Gene Silva, and winner gets a title shot. I think that should be the fight. But I mean, what have you seen from Mavzar that makes you think that he has a chance against someone like Volk, who, by the way, can mix in the grappling very well and had Islam on his back begging for life in the 5th round of their first fight? What have you seen from Evloev that makes you go, yeah, he beats Volk?
So okay, so I feel like Evloev, like everybody off rip is gonna say his striking is basically zero, and
He has
it's really
underrated
not.
striking.
Like
He has underrated
he has
striking.
he has underrated striking, and of course his grappling and wrestling is like at an insanely high level, bro. Like he was able to go like round for round with Aljamain Sterling, which is one of the best grapplers in UFC history. Like, yes, he went toe to toe with Sterling, but Sterling is one of the best bantamweights of all time, maybe
Yeah,
top three.
he's a top 25 fighter
So
ever, probably, too.
Movzar, like, if he fights Volk, bro, and if it's like a pick'em or if Movzar is the dog, bro, you know I'm gonna have hella money on that, bro, because he's gonna be Volk, bro, and I love Volk, but like, bro, even in the after he won his belt against Diego Lopez, like he was already saying that like he doesn't even really care about the belt, like winning it again. Like you saw that interview where he
Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
talking about like he doesn't even really care.
Yeah, yeah.
And also, bro, Diego Lopez does not have a higher like he doesn't deserve it more than Evloev. I mean, Evloev has better wins than Diego Lopez.
That's just statistically not true because Diego Lopez has a win against someone in the top 5, and Movzar doesn't. You can say whatever you want about Brian Ortega. Say that he's trash. Say that he's washed. Fine, but at least he was ranked number 3 at the time of their fight, and Diego Lopez beat the shit piss out of him, and
Bro, but
solidify.
let's see what's gonna happen with Sterling and Ortega, bro. Let's see what's gonna happen, bro.
I mean, either way, yeah. I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, do you understand my points at all? Like you get it a little bit.
I mean, I get that he's an extremely boring style. I get that it was super competitive against Allen. His best win is, I mean, I feel like the Sterling win is over Lopez for sure, 100%. Number one featherweight despite single. I mean, yeah, man, I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Evloev is definitely underrated, bro. I don't know, in my opinion.
All right, man. Whatever you say, bro. Let me see your number 3, bro.
All right, my number three is you're gonna hate this one, bro.
Let me see, bro.
But my number three,
I'm scared actually. Hold on.
very, very justified number three, because this dude is extremely overrated, is gonna be Yuri
Oh my
Prochazka.
fucking god, man. This is ridiculous. This is
All right,
ridiculous.
so let me explain.
Oh my god.
I get that this dude is able to beat people. I understand that he's a good fighter, top 5 fighter in the division. But man, bro, you cannot tell me when you watch him fight, that this dude has any sort of high IQ. This dude has his hands down to the floor, and like I have on the slide, puncher's chance can only get you so far. Being a marauder like that is only gonna get you so far. He didn't stand a single chance against Pereira. And I'm gonna be honest, I had Yuri in the second fight against Pereira. Like I thought, like in the first fight he looked good. In the second fight he got absolutely destroyed. This dude will never beat Ank. He doesn't stand a single chance against Ank. The only chance that he stands is by getting a spinning elbow crazy knockout. That'll be the biggest fluke ever. He'll be the fakest champ ever. And
Oh
they have
God.
this dude he opened at a negative like 200, 220 against Khalil Roundtree, which is absolutely insane to me. I already took action on no, actually Roundtree opened at a plus 190 against this dude. And as soon as I saw that line, I sent it in the group chat and I was like, bro, this is insane. And he's already at a plus 145, which is still insane to me. I feel like that should be a pick 'em fight at worst. But of course, Yuri, of course, like I have him on this list because he's overrated. They have him as a crazy line against Roundtree, and yeah, bro, what do you got to say about that, bro?
My palm is itching my
Wait,
forehead.
Before you talk, I understand that this dude is good. Like, of course he's gonna knock out a bunch of people. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
Okay. First of all, bro, let me remind you of this fact that I have to bring up to you every single time we talk, bro. Yuri Prochazka is undefeated in the UFC against every single person he has ever faced that is not named Alex Pereira.
Bro, but I can name you like 5 people that are going to beat him.
Oh, but that's not what's happened though. There's no way that you're saying that Yuri's overrated because of the people that he might lose to. But he hasn't lost to anyone except Pereira. Not a single person. He is undefeated.
He's had a short career in the UFC.
That's totally true. But again, you saying that he'll never beat Ank, I actually think he has a better shot of beating Ank than fucking Pereira does. Simply because here's why. Simply because I think the only way you're gonna beat someone like Ank is if you are a marauder. Because Ank's power is not, otherworldly. Yeah, he's got some thud. You know what I mean? But it's not otherworldly. You can walk into Ank's punches. You're not gonna go out sad like 9 times out of 10. Of course, every UFC fighter has a puncher's chance, and Ank could very well knock out Yuri. But and there's no doubt in my mind that Ank is more technical than Yuri. He definitely is. But the style to beat someone like a patient Ankalaev is a marauder that goes in there, doesn't care about getting hit, and wants to connect first. That's the only way someone's going to beat Ank. And that's the only way I think that Pereira would be able to beat Ank. If you don't knock him out, he's going to keep coming, and he's going to technically exploit every single part of your game, and there's nothing you could do about it. But someone like Yuri doesn't give a fuck about what a fist does to his cheekbones. He goes forward and he likes to maraud. But that's the him never beating Ank thing. But
I have Yuri's career pulled up right in front of my face. Let's go one by one.
Please tell me. Go ahead.
Volkan Ozdemir, his first fight.
Yeah.
The next fight Ozdemir fought, he got 30-27 by Ankalaev.
Okay.
Then we got Dominic Reyes.
What did he do to Ozdemir? What did he do to Ozdemir?
What?
What did Yuri do to Ozdemir first?
He beat him. He knocked him out.
He
Of course,
destroyed him.
Yuri. Okay, but that's the thing about Yuri. He's like a knockout or bust. Like
Okay.
the only chance that he has is the puncher's chance. Like I have on the slide, a puncher's chance can only get you so far, and that's not gonna get you to the championship level.
Wait. Okay. Let's keep going. Keep going.
Dominic Reyes. He ended up going on a 3-fight KO streak. I mean, I feel like he was kind of going through something mentally after the John Jones thing. He ended up it aged well eventually, but at the time, Dominic Reyes was not in the right place. I mean, he ended up getting knocked out by Ryan Spann. Like, are you serious?
Okay.
Whatever. It's a decent win, good win. Next, he won the belt by being a retiring Glover Teixeira, where he was losing the fight. He was losing the fight.
Teixeira was on a 4-fight win streak going into that fight. Teixeira was someone to be feared in that time.
I love Glover, bro. Like, he was a dog, he was a gamer, but he was retiring, and he ended up landing 111 significant strikes on Yuri, bro. Like
That's
this dude
because
has
he's
zero
him.
defense.
That's because he's
He has zero
him.
defense, bro. Zero defense, and he got a lucky sub. He should have never won that fight. That was a fluke. Then the next fight right after, he fights Alex Pereira. Like, of course he's gonna lose that fight. That was the most free fight ever. I don't even know what the odds were. Whatever. Next up, Yuri fights Rockets, where he was losing the first round. And then of course Yuri just he has the puncher's chance and he
He's
wins in the second
him.
round. He loses. He loses again to Alex Pereira. He's not gonna beat someone who has good, insanely good striking. Pereira has insanely good striking. We're gonna get to Pereira next.
Oh my God, bro. I know
But
he's on here.
anyways,
Doesn't matter.
but then we got Jamal Hill. Of course he's gonna be Jamal Hill, bro. Like even Jamal Hill had moments on this dude, and we see how bad Jamal Hill is now.
Jamal Hill's not a
Jamal Hill,
horribly terrible fighter, but he's getting outclassed nowadays, which is,
Jamal Hill had moments against Yuri, bro. Like he was able to beat him, and Jamal Hill's cooked, bro. He's not gonna. Jamal Hill's done. Like his career is over. His knees, his injuries, he's never gonna be able to recover from that. He's not gonna be able to get an all-time win anymore. He's done. Yuri has a chance, of course, but Jamal Hill's done, bro. I'm telling you, Jamal Hill's done. And yeah, bro, that's Yuri's career summed up. Of course, he's only lost to Alex Pereira, but he hasn't beaten Jan. He hasn't beaten Ank. He hasn't beaten Olberg. He hasn't beaten
Olberg
any of
just
the
got into
upcoming
the
people that.
rankings.
Olberg is about to. He's super close to having a title shot. He just beat John.
Okay, I
This
can't.
is a way better win than any of Yuri's wins that he has.
The only way that I can continue talking about Yuri is if we continue the list, because trust me, we're gonna talk about Yuri in a little bit.
Bro, because like the thing is that I actually like really enjoy Yuri's stuff because
I
he's
love
crazy,
Yuri.
bro. Like he's an insane fighter, but in my personal opinion, he's overrated, bro. And I know a lot of people are gonna be mad at that, like the people that are watching, not everywhere, but like it's just the people that are watching, whatever, because he's such an enjoyable fighter, but you cannot tell me that this dude has a high IQ. You cannot tell me he has good grappling or good wrestling. Like he only really has a puncher's chance in these fights.
Whatever you say, man. We'll get into that more because trust me, we're gonna need to bring up Yuri in a little bit. Don't worry about it. All right.
For sure, bro. 100%.
All right. My number 3. I think
Oh
you'll
my
appreciate
gosh,
this one.
bro.
Nah, you don't have to be scared, bro. You don't have to be scared. It's just Israel Adesanya.
Oh,
You don't have to be scared, bro. Put the dogs away. Everybody relax. So, I know it's a little bit weird to have Izzy on this list because he's declined very rapidly in the past couple of years, but I still go on my phone, I still go on social media, and I still see people like putting meat to mouth on this guy. It's really, really sad. His best performative win was against Alex Pereira. Fair to him. Fluke KO, weight drained Pereira, whatever. You could say that's cope, fine. All right, let's say that it is. Move on. Paulo Costa, that was his second best performative win, right? You could argue Robert Whittaker won, whatever, but that Paulo Costa win was 5 years ago. Joe Biden was president when Izzy had his last great performative win, okay? And COVID was happening. That was a long fucking time ago. He went statistically tooth and nail with Whittaker in the second fight, Vittori twice, and Yoel Romero. Now listen, you might think, oh, it's going tooth and nail with Romero. That's not bad, but, anybody who watches the sport knows that that's one of the worst fights ever, and those two just stood there like a bunch of sack of potatoes doing nothing, right? But you mean to tell me, like, it physically irked me when I was reading the stats for the Vittori fights against Izzy, and the numbers are so fucking close. Like they're way too close, and he has successfully gaslit people into believing that he's an all-time striker, even though he's been outstruck on a bunch of occasions, even in his very prime. The Jan Blachowicz fight, which he barely made weight for, but Israel Adesanya is not one of the greatest strikers of all time. That is literal MMA propaganda. That is not true whatsoever. That's mainly the only reason why I have him on this list. Because I'm tired of going on my phone and going, man, bro, Prime Izzy was a fucking dog, man, bro. You don't want to mess with Prime Izzy. What, you're going to get teeped and jabbed for 5 rounds and then the other guy arguably won? That's who Prime Izzy was, all right? People need to go back and actually watch Prime Izzy because this dude was going tooth and nail with someone who was currently outside the top 10 in the middleweight division. So, like, God, it infuriates me. And don't get me wrong, I don't particularly hate Izzy, but you mean to tell me after coming off of a Pereira knockout, you lose to Sean Strickland, bro? Say what you want about Sean Strickland. He's a good fighter, right? But there's no way anybody in the world genuinely thought Strickland was going to win that fight. I wanted him to win, and I kept texting in the group chat at the time of the fight like, yo, bro, Strickland's going to get it done. I said that shit for vibes, bro. There was no way I genuinely thought he was going to win. And he pulls it out the bag, bro. How do you do that? He's just... Izzy is the fakest GOAT ever. The fakest top 25 fighter ever. You could put him in there for sure, but I'm tired of people saying he's one of the greatest strikers ever. I'm tired of people saying, oh man, you know, he's the middleweight GOAT. He's definitely not the fucking middleweight GOAT. You can argue that DDP's already a fucking above him, right? But because DDP, at least when he's beating people, he's beating people. You know, Izzy's not beating people. He's, you know, winning by 4 jabs and a leg kick. So, what do you think about that, bro?
I mean, okay, so like Izzy, like I would definitely agree with you. Izzy is definitely one of the most overrated fighters of all time, but bro, Izzy is definitely like over DDP, bro. And striking wise, like I definitely think he's like one of the best strikers ever, bro.
That's
I mean,
crazy, bro.
would you would like let me ask you something. Do you think Alex Pereira is a better striker than Izzy?
Absolutely.
That's kind of insane to me,
It's
bro,
not
because
even close. It's not even close. Like not even in the same realm. Izzy's not on the
dude,
same
how,
level.
bro? Like, bro, watch the first fight of them fighting, bro. Like, Izzy was about to 49-46 this dude,
Okay,
and
it definitely wasn't 49-46. It definitely
yes,
wasn't.
it was,
It
bro.
definitely wasn't
He
49-46.
was destroying him, bro.
But okay, you could use the Izzy Pereira fights as a way to determine who's a better striker only for so much time, because that argument doesn't really get you anywhere, because that's like saying if you beat somebody once, then you're better than them all time. Like, nobody's saying Conor McGregor is better than Jose Aldo all time because he knocked him out in 13 seconds. Nobody's saying that. Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks Chris Weidman is the middleweight GOAT because he beat Anderson Silva twice. Say what you want about the leg break, right? But yeah, Izzy beat Pereira once, right, in the UFC.
Twice, really, bro. Like,
He did not beat him
round for
twice.
round for round wise, like if they didn't call that late stoppage, which it was a good stoppage, but I mean, bro, Izzy was piecing him up on the feet, bro. Like if you watch the end of that first round, or I was it the first round or the second round? If there was 2 more seconds, Pereira would have been flat on his back.
Well, you
The
there's still
second
something
fight,
there's still something to say about, you know, their kickboxing rivalry and stuff like that. Pereira always got the best of him in that rivalry, and I know that that's outside the
it's the
UFC.
same thing. It's the same thing that happened though. Like Izzy was winning majority of the fight, and then
And Pereira knocks him
Pereira's
the
just
fuck
a
out.
dog. He's a dog. He's
It,
able to knock him out. Because Pereira has more power, of course. Pereira has more power, but
the issue with trying to claim that Izzy is a better striker than Pereira is that Pereira, against his own competition, has never once, except for against Ank, he's never once backpedaled or been made a fool. Like, how do I explain this? Like, Pereira was always obviously outstriking his opponents. Always. Like, someone like Volkanovski, obviously always outstriking his opponents. There was never a point in any of Volk's or Pereira's fights, except for, you know, maybe that first Izzy fight with Pereira, that you'd say, oh, he's getting outstruck, right? But Izzy, he has had multiple fights in his prime where you're going, oh my God, there's people outstriking this guy right now, round for round. There's people that are outstriking him per round. Like, that does not happen to the greatest strikers ever. You can't say you can't say someone's one of the greatest strikers of all time and then find out that he's been outstruck on multiple rounds against not great talent. Like, Marvin Vettori was outstriking this guy for some rounds. I'm sorry.
bro, but that's Vittori has like a freaking blockhead, and he's just
Still, that doesn't mean
throwing
he has good striking.
unlimited strikes. He has like bro, but Vittori is outlanding like everybody, bro. Like Vettori is just like a
Brandon
blockhead
Allen.
throwing hella strikes, and he's still like what 50-45 him. Come
I
on,
think it
man.
was a
Like
49-46, bro. He took him down like 4 times in that fight. I'm telling you, look at the numbers; they're super close, and you can't. I'm sorry, man. I will never put Izzy in the top 10 strikers list simply because he's going tooth and nail and losing
not even
striking.
the top 10 strikers ever.
I could definitely name 10 better strikers, like probably off the top
Nah,
of my
bro,
head.
we're gonna have to make a video on that
We'll
because
do a video
Izzy's
on that.
definitely a top 10 striker, bro.
Definitely not for me. I don't put him in there. I for sure can name 10 fighters off the top of my head right this second that are better than Izzy at striking. Because again, my criteria for better striking is you have to look at the numbers. You have to look at the logistics and the statistics of what's going on in the fight. If you're constantly getting outstruck on a round by round basis, sure, you can win one round and then win round 3 and then win round 5, but you're still getting outstruck on multiple rounds by bums. Like people that would go on to be bums. That's not a good look on you. Volk isn't getting outstruck by bums. And if he ever is getting outstruck, you know what I'm saying? Like someone like Pereira is not getting outstruck by bums. You know what I mean? So again, I know I sound like I'm hating the fuck out of Izzy right now. He's a good fighter. He's just again way too technical. Plays with the beakers and test tubes all day, and he, in my opinion, is not all that he's cracked up to be in terms of the striking exchanges. That's just me though. What's your number 2, bro? Then you want to move forward, or you got something else to add?
Yeah, let's move on.
All right.
Damn,
Go
bro.
ahead.
All right. My number 2 is. Oh, okay. I just remembered who my number 2 is. All right, my number 2 is, which is actually kind of crazy because you just brought up Izzy, but all right, my number 2 is Imavov.
Ooh, that's interesting. I did not
I
expect you
gotta
to have
put.
that here. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's kind of unexpected because Imavov is like, bro, like this dude's getting double legged by Strickland. Who was getting double legged by Strickland?
Yeah,
This dude was losing a
that's bad.
striking battle to Imavov until he got KO'd. And also, let's not forget that he got absolutely dominated by Strickland. Not just double legged, he got completely outclassed by someone like Strickland.
Wait, does that say more about Strickland, or does that say how bad Imavov is? Because Strickland's a good fighter, and that was on short notice in a
Strickland's
weight
a good
class above.
fighter. Strickland's a good fighter, but Imavov is like to the point where they're saying that he's like fighting a number 1 contender with Boajo, but like he's getting double legged by Strickland. Like, dude, this dude stands absolutely zero chance to Hamza, bro. Like,
Oh
if
yeah.
Hamza fights this dude, he's going to get destroyed. Uh, yeah, bro, that's all I really got to say. Like, they're saying that this dude is like he might be Bryho. It's a pick 'em fight for a reason because it's a super close fight. I have Bryho winning just because of the grappling, but yeah, this dude's underrated. I mean, overrated, and yeah, that's all I really got to say, bro.
I don't really have anything to say about that. I kind of don't give a fuck about Imavov. Honestly, I keep forgetting that he's a fighter. You know, he doesn't really like he doesn't stand out to me at all. I mean, he's I don't know, that Izzy KO is probably gonna end up being a fluke, but
Like he's known for his striking, right?
mhm.
But like he's getting destroyed by Strickland on the feet, bro. Like
But
he's
Strickland's a
not
good
beating
striker.
DDP.
Strickland's a
He's
phenomenal
not beating
striker.
DDP though. He's not beating
Oh,
DDP. He's
definitely
not
not.
being. In my opinion, he's not gonna be Bryho. He's not gonna be Hamzat. This dude does not deserve a number 1 contender fight, bro. Like even if Bryho beats this dude, I feel like Bryho still needs to prove himself by fighting someone
I
else.
agree. I don't think that's the we talked about this in our 319 recap video that the real number 1 contender fight is Fluffy versus RDR.
Yeah, bro. Like this is not a number 1 contender fight.
Yeah, I don't actually don't really have a lot to say about that. I'm surprised you even have this dude on your list and surprisingly so high up. I mean, I get your points though. I mean, yeah, he doesn't stand out to me at all. I don't know if I necessarily would say that he's overrated. I just kind of don't give a fuck. Like I just don't rate him at all. He's just one of those fighters that exists in the realm. I continuously forget that this dude exists. So yeah, that's actually a surprising pick, bro. I rate it though. It's nice. It's valid at least. All right, Eric,
I'm kind of scared for your 1 and 2, bro.
I'm gonna need you to hold on to your desk right now. I'm gonna need you to clench your butt and pray to God. Okay, because this is where the video gets very long. Okay?
Oh no, man.
So, Magomed Ankalaev is the second most overrated fighter in the history of the UFC right now. The guy acts like he
God,
deserved a
bro.
title shot since he was born. Okay, his best wins, and I have this up on my screen right now. We are going to get into this right now, okay? His best wins are against people that other contenders have beaten more dominantly. Okay, that is probably the biggest reason why I think this guy is extremely overrated. He has gaslit people into believing that Pereira was ducking, even though the UFC asked him to fight at 303 against Pereira on short notice, but couldn't because of Ramadan, which is not Pereira's problem. That's not Pereira's problem. You cannot hold that against Pereira because it's not Pereira's fault that Magomed has to practice Ramadan. He's got his religious freedom. He needs to do that. Go ahead. But if that inhibits you from fighting someone, what the fuck does Pereira have to do? You know, like, there's nothing that Pereira can do. His best wins are aging like fucking milk, and he can't tweet on his own. That's the biggest one, too. The guy, I don't even think he owns a phone. His Twitter is the most appalling thing I've ever seen. It's clearly not him. But look, man, let me go on my tangent real quick, okay? 3 fights before fighting Blaydes for the title, he beat Volkan Ozdemir, as we mentioned before. Who did Ozdemir lose to beforehand? Got destroyed by Yuri. Destroyed. Like, flatline spinning elbow. I don't even think it was I don't even know what he knocked him out with. I forget. But Yuri destroyed him. Destroyed him. Okay, next fight. Thiago Santos. Okay, sure, bro. Have that. Next fight. Anthony Smith. Woo! Anthony Smith! Hell yeah! Whatever, man. Who gives a fuck? Anthony Smith, then he goes to a split draw against Blaydes. And you could say, yeah, you know, Ankalaev should have won that fight. Dana was super pissed. You know, I thought it was a mid-fight, whatever. But still ends up being a draw. After he fights Johnny Walker, pokes him in the eye, right? So it's a no contest. Then he fights Walker again, knocks him out. Congratulations, you just knocked out the man with the worst chin in the history of the sport. Okay? Then he beats Rakic. Great win, right? But wait a minute. Hold on. Who did Rakic lose to before fighting Ank? He lost to Yuri. So his best wins, Yuri has beaten them in better fashion. And then he beats Pereira. Congratulations, that's his best win. This man is super fucking overrated. It's extremely overrated, okay? And again, I understand that the state of his opponents is not necessarily his fault. That he can't control the fight before his opponents got knocked out by somebody better, Yuri. But regardless, that's the story. That's what's happening. Okay, I am not going to sit here and pretend like Magomed Ankalaev is the fucking king of the light heavyweight division right now, because, as I mentioned before, this man could probably lose to fucking Yuri, okay? I don't think he loses to Pereira, okay? Do I want Pereira to beat him? You're damn right I do, because, man, I cannot fucking stand this guy. He's terrible. And just, you talk, bro, you talk. I want to hear you.
Okay, man. I mean, everybody that knows us personally know that we always debate about this and know that I basically completely disagree with that take.
Like
I
every
mean,
time.
bro, like Ankalaev, I feel like eventually he's gonna be considered one of the greats at the light heavyweight division. I personally feel like there's nobody in the division that stands even a chance against this dude. Pereira's gonna get destroyed. Yuri's gonna get destroyed. Who are they gonna give him? Roundtree,
They're
bro?
gonna
Like
give him
Roundtree's
people.
getting
They're gonna
destroyed.
give him people that Pereira's already beat.
That's fine, bro. He's gonna lap them. He would be all like I know Pereira. He's praised for being like, bro. He's praised for beating 3 people in 1 year, bro. Ankalaev would beat those 3 people in the same day, bro.
Oh, give me a
And
break. He's not gonna go. What? Pereira's knocking these people out in 2 rounds, bro. Ankalaev's going to decision against these fools,
but that,
man.
okay. That's another point I wanted to bring up. Like, okay, so like you said, Yuri's destroying the people and Ankalaev's like winning by decision. Bro, but that's just like the styles that they have, bro. Like he has the puncher's chance. He's gonna knock them out. He's not beating anybody by decision because that's just not his style, bro.
Yeah, that's
Ankalaev,
fine.
he's gonna drown you and he's gonna beat you by points. And if not, he's gonna knock you out, make you do the nay, and he's gonna make you initiate the clinch. And yeah, bro, I feel like the John fight was a complete robbery. He 10-8 him in the 5th round. That should have easily won him the fight. He should have been
You
the
want to talk
champ.
about the nene? Let's talk about them leg kicks. You want to talk about the nene? Those Yan ugly low kicks were making Ankalaev hit the fucking stanky leg. So, look, I agree with you that styles make fights, but it should be known that if you knock somebody out on their ass, it's a more dominant performance than if you fucking 30-27 them. I mean, we can agree on that, right? If you knock somebody the fuck out, that's more impressive and a better win than if you 38-27 them.
I feel like it kind of depends because, like, for Yuri's sake, like, if he's getting destroyed in the first round, getting wobbled and bobbled, and then he gets a fluke KO in the second round, Rockich, then it's not as impressive as a 30-27, in my opinion.
I mean, I guess that's to each his own at that point, but this man is overrated as hell, bro. This man is overrated
I
as
just
hell.
don't think so, bro.
This man needs to get a hold of his own phone and tweet himself because holy shit.
Like, is there anybody in the light heavyweight division that you would have as a favorite over this dude?
No. But that doesn't mean that I think I see where you're going. And I get it, right? I do think that Ank beats pretty much everybody in light heavyweight right now. But the issue with saying that he's like this godsend to the light heavyweight division is that everyone that he is eventually going to beat has already been beaten by a person before him in a better fashion. So if he goes to decision against Roundtree, if he goes to decision against Yuri, if he goes to decision against Jamal Hill, hypothetically speaking, if he goes on a win streak and gets another title shot, if he goes to decision against these guys, I am always gonna say that Pereira is better because Pereira knocked those guys out. He finished the 3 people that I just mentioned. So Ank could go in there and fight him and beat him, but if he doesn't beat him in the same way that Pereira did, there's gonna be that asterisk there. You know what I mean? And yes, I know there's something to be said about Ankalaev beating Pereira in itself. And if he beats Pereira again, I mean, there's no doubt about it. This man moved over Pereira in maybe in the all-time list, but you know, maybe. I don't know how I feel about what I just said. I kind of just threw up in my mouth saying that, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, bro. you
All right, bro. Let's just move on to my number one because it's super similar to this.
Yeah, let's go.
My
Go
number
ahead.
one
Get it
most
over with.
overrated fighter of all time.
Of all time?
In UFC history, the most overrated, the most
Are you
hyped up fighter ever. Like the
you're a
most
hater,
praised
bro.
fighter for no reason.
No
Not for no
reason.
reason. Not for no reason. I take that back. But the most overrated fighter in UFC history, in my opinion, is of course everybody kind of is already predicting it that knows me, but I got nobody else but Alex Pereira,
So
Poatan.
ridiculous. This is ridiculous, bro. This is so ridiculous.
Dude, like he's a one-dimensional fighter. He has basically no wrestling. He has straight kickboxing. Not even like no like he's not really throwing. Yeah, bro. Like of course he's beating short notice Jamal Hill. Of course he's beating short notice Roundtree. Of course he's beating Yuri with zero defense. Like of course this dude has insane striking. Like he has super good striking, one of the best strikers of all time. But when he's going against someone like Ankalaev, like I still to this day cannot believe they had Ankalaev as a dog against this dude because
What? How can you not
Ankalaev
believe that? Pereira was knocking people out. Of course he's gonna be the favorite.
Ankalaev is better than Alex Pereira in every single aspect of MMA. There is not a single aspect in MMA that Alex Pereira is better than Ankalaev. That was the most free bet of all time, and it's showing in the rematch, bro. Ankalaev is already a negative 190 favorite, which in my opinion is a gift. Negative 190 is free. That is straight value. By fight night, I expect that line to be over negative 250. And yeah, bro, like even like how you said about the striking wise, he's getting 49, 46 until the finish. And then he low-key won a robbery against John. Like I understand it's super debatable, but it's a super, super close fight. Way closer, in my opinion, than the split with Ankalaev. And he's for what Alex Pereira is known for his striking. He's losing a striking match with Ankalaev, and Ankalaev is necessarily not known for his striking, even though I really consider him a striker in my
He's
opinion.
definitely known for his striking. Anybody who says he's known for his wrestling doesn't watch him fight because they see his beard and no mustache and think he's a grappler. But he's a striker. He's a kickboxer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, I agree with you. Like he's a striker in my opinion, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, he all he has to do is take Alex Pereira down. Like that's what he's gonna do the whole fight."
That
And
was the
he
narrative.
proved that he does not need to do that. And Alex Pereira, in my opinion, he's still a top 20 fighter of all time, but he is not a top 10 fighter of all time. That is super disrespectful to the people in top 10. And yeah, bro, that's my opinion, bro. I know the Poetars are gonna be really mad, but that's my
Poetards.
personal opinion, bro.
Let a Poetar speak real quick, bro. Bro, this is gonna come and bite you in the ass. Not because Pereira might beat him in the second fight, but just because you keep negating Pereira's wins against the top ranked contenders that he had to fight against at light heavyweight. He also, let's not forget, because we're talking about all time a little bit here, right? He has a win over Israel Adesanya, and he has a win over Sean Strickland. That's two world champions. And then he has a win over Jan Blachowicz. That's another world champion. He has a win over Jamal Hill. That's another world champion. Was it a bad one? Sure, fine. Let's negate that. Whatever. And then who did he beat after Jamal Hill? He beat Yuri, who was another world champion. And I don't want to hear that Yuri was a bad world champion, because when Yuri beat Glover Teixeira, Teixeira was on like a 6-fight win streak, and he was feared. This man was on a ridiculous comeback. And yeah, he was losing the fight, but Yuri's got a set of balls on him, and he just fucking pulled it out the bag. Whatever. That's fine. What I'm saying is that you keep shitting on Pereira's wins, but Ank is going to have to face the same people. So let's say the roles were reversed and Ank was beating the people that Pereira was fighting in the way that Ank normally fights, not knocking him out in the first round, but technically, beating him the way that he normally does. Would you still say that he's going up against bums and he's fighting people on short notice? Of course he would beat this, blah blah blah. I don't think you'd be saying that if the roles were reversed, because at the end of the day, Alex Pereira cannot control the level of competition in his division. He beat number one ranked Hill. You could debate if he's supposed to be number one or not, but he was. He beat Yuri twice, who was ranked number 2. He beat Yan, who at the time was ranked number, I believe, 4 or 5, right? Like, he's beating high-ranked people. What do you want this guy to do? I mean, if I don't understand the notion of he's not beating, good contenders, and he's beating people on short notice when he's beating the ranked contenders of his division. That's like holding it against someone like Anderson Silva, who had a really bad competition in the UFC. That's like saying, oh, he only went up against Cans, that's why he's trash. Like, no, that's not why he's trash. It's just those were the people of his division at the time. There's nothing you could do about that. So what I guess my question is, if Ank eventually beats the people that Pereira has beat and laps the division, would you still say, oh, he's beating nobodies?
So, okay, so all right, listen, bro. I understand completely where you're going. The thing is that I personally believe if Ank does the exact same thing that Alex Pereira does, he is not getting nowhere near the amount of praise as Alex Pereira is. And that's why I personally think that Alex Pereira is overrated, because
I could see
Ankalaev
that. I could see that.
is going to beat those people. Those people don't really stand a chance against those people. And I didn't even bring up the fact that most of Alex Pereira's title wins at light heavyweight are undeserved. He should have fought Ankalaev way before. Like, I understand like the first Yuri fight, okay, but he should have fought Ankalaev before Hill. And I understand that like they gave Ankalaev the chance, but like do you not think that Alex Pereira is like, bro, he's going to take short notice fights against Jamal Hill for UFC 300. I don't blame him personally for that. But who I blame is the people that are going to praise that win like it's some crazy win, and he's top 10 of all time because he's beating Jamal Hill on short notice. But really, he's not the real champion of the division. He hasn't been for years, and it proved when he fought Ankalaev, because Ankalaev really like didn't really give Alex Pereira a chance in that fight, bro.
I kind of see where you're going. I kind of see your point now. I see your point where if the roles were reversed and Ank fought in his style, he wouldn't be getting nearly enough praise as Pereira. And I do see that Pereira's getting, you know, a substantial amount of praise simply because he's flatlining these people and he's fighting 3 or 4 times in a year, and I get it, right? But do you think Ank would keep up with like there's something to be said about walking around 250 and cutting to 205 and still fighting 4 times a year. I don't. Ank would never do that. Dagestanis don't do that.
Bro, I'm still gonna give Alex Pereira his flowers. Like I think he's top 20 of all time.
I
But
think that's
in my
low.
opinion, I think top 10 is disrespectful, bro. Like
Look,
man, like I don't like.
I will say that if Ank beats Pereira again and goes on the same run that Pereira had at light heavyweight, I'll put him over Pereira on the all-time list. Because what are you gonna
Dude,
do?
that can't even be debatable, bro, because that's not even debatable. Like, Ank has
Yeah,
more wins in the UFC, and
but
yeah, like they didn't age well, but at the time, like, bro, who is Ankalaev beating? Like, let me just pull it up, bro. Like,
yeah,
he's beat Ozdemir,
uh
he's
huh.
beat Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, Krylov, Kudalaba, who knocked out Roundtree. He beat Johnny Walker, who flatlined Roundtree. He beat Alex Pereira himself. He's going to beat him again. And yeah, bro, the only really real loss he has was to Paul Craig, which he was about to 30-27. And bro, watching back that fight, I don't know why he tapped because there was literally 2 seconds
Yeah.
left.
Oh my God, the
But
Paul Craig fight. I'm putting a picture right now of Ank tapping to Paul Craig just because.
bro, you also have to put up that it was literally at 4:59. Like I don't
Yeah, I
know
know.
why Aang tapped that. Like, that was such a stupid but that was just like, you could tell like that was his first fight and it was just pure unexperience.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro. Alex Pereira is my most overrated fighter, and I hope we get hate comments because I'm ready to debate you, and I really do not care at all, bro. He's overrated, bro.
All right, bro. I kind of see where you're coming from. I think mainly you think he's really overrated because if Ank were to do what he did, he wouldn't be getting the praise that Pereira has, and I kind of see that. But again, Ank wouldn't be doing what Pereira has been doing. Like Ank is not taking fights for he's not gonna fight 4 times a year. He's not cutting 45 pounds in 3 weeks to
But
fight a
he
short notice
asked
fight.
for Alex Pereira in August, and Alex Pereira is like, nah, bro, I need more time, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I
And
mean, but do you
so
really?
we couldn't say he couldn't fight in December.
Okay,
Why not?
wait. But you can't really say that like Pereira was ducking Ank because of that. Because if you're a light heavyweight fighter and you're cutting 45 pounds to make weight, and you're doing that 4 times a year, which is unheard of. Most fighters fight 2, maybe at the absolute most they'll fight 3 times a year, and that's if you don't cut a lot of weight. Like most fighters fight 2 times a year, once every 6 months. That's usually the timeline for fighters. What Pereira was doing, I mean, I think after he beat Roundtree, he deserved a break, man, because he saved cards. He saved 303. He saved what was the card that he fought Roundtree in? I forgot, but he saved the Roundtree card. He saved 303. He saved 300. I mean, dude, he saved a bunch of cards. He's cutting a whole bunch of weight. I think he deserved that break. And again, he ended up fighting Ank anyway. He wasn't ducking. He ended up fighting him, and he's gonna rematch him now. And we'll break
But
that down.
please tell me how the world would react if, let's say, Ankalaev were to take a short notice fight against Roundtree or Jamal Hill in July instead of skipping the rematch. How would the world react?
Yeah, they'd be yeah. I see your
The
point.
whole world would explode. They would completely hate on Ankalaev for taking short notice fights. And of course, Ankalaev's gonna win that fight. Like he'll be a negative 5,000 billion against Jamal Hill or Roundtree. And yeah, bro,
Let's not forget that
that's like a fact, bro.
Let's not forget that styles make fights, though. And when we break down that, you know what? I'll save the whole stylistic matchup and future potential stuff for the 320 breakdown video when we talk about Ank versus Pereira. Let's move on.
Yeah, bro, I'm kind of excited for your number one, bro. But I swear, if it's John Jones, bro.
No, it's not John Jones. I debated on putting him here, but I think everybody knows that John Jones is a piece of shit and the worst person ever. And I don't know. He doesn't deserve to be on an overrated list. He deserves to be like locked up for war crimes. So
Like most overhated, yeah, but
yeah,
like
for sure.
no, most hated,
Most
I mean.
hated. We could do a video like that too. Most hated fighters. So my number one.
Who is it gonna be, bro? I'm actually curious, bro. I don't know.
I know
Like,
you expected Magomed to be number one, right? And I
yeah.
expected you to put Pereira number one, but I was gonna put Magomed at number one, and then I really saw this PowerPoint, and I was like, man, I really hate this next fighter, bro. You've heard me talk about him a lot. I fucking hate him. He's an idiot, and I hate being compared to him. So that should give you a hint. But listen,
Oh my gosh, bro.
number one, is Arman Tsarukyan. Okay, people say I look like this guy, and I think I take total offense to that shit. Okay, listen, he's a fucking crybaby. I hate this guy. I hate Arman. He sucks. It's horrible. He's a humongous crybaby. He arguably lost to Oliveira and would have lost if his shorts didn't slip. I'm putting a picture of the shorts slipping right now. Pure luck. His best performance was against Dariush, who is now ranked number 9. Dude's not even close to the top 5. Every single time Dariush fights, he gains another gray hair. I mean, of course he was gonna knock out someone like Dariush, but whatever. After fighting Dariush, he fights Oliveira, barely wins, scrapes by. I mean, split decision. I personally think that Arman definitely won that fight. I'm an Oliveira glazer. For those of you watching, Oliveira is my favorite fighter ever. But Arman did win that fight fair and square. I think he won rounds 2 and 3, but still it was super close. It's debatable. I could see how it's debatable. And Charles would have locked up that guillotine if it wasn't for the illegal fucking short slip, and it was the most frustrating thing I've ever seen in my life. And then this is where the pinnacle of my hatred resides, bro. He pulled out of his title fight the day before his fight and still expects to have a title shot, even though he has not fought since UFC 300. This is being recorded on August 20th, 2025. The last time Arman Tsarukyan stepped into a UFC octagon was March 2024. Okay? The only reason why people are pushing for him to fight for the belt is because of his style of fighting, because he doesn't deserve it. He does not deserve a lightweight title fight. I know people want to see the fight, and despite what I'm saying, you can call me a hypocrite, I still want to see the fight, only because I want to see Topuria completely starch this dude. I want Topuria to do horrible things to this man so he can shut him up. He claims that Topuria is ducking, but he wants to fight the previous number 1 pound for pound fighter ever. Arman thinks that Topuria is scared of him, but Topuria wants to fight Islam. I mean, really, dude, get your head out of your ass. Bro, Arman is the fakest lightweight ever. He's such a crybaby, man. He pulled up on someone like Bobby Green with a bunch of his goons while Bobby Green's sitting there on his chair. I'm going to pull up a picture of that, too, where Bobby Green's cooling on a chair, and this dude, Arman, thinks he's tough because he's going in with his ragtag group trying to intimidate Bobby Green while he's by himself. Whoa, bro, you're fucking tough. You brought your gang with you to do your shit talk. I mean, dude, this guy sucks. He's horrible. Now, look, is he a super skilled fighter? Let me tone it down. He's a super skilled fighter. I will say that. He's a super skilled fighter. He has one of the best styles to, go up against someone like an Islam again, even though he's already lost to him, but that was Tadpole Arman, I get it. But to go against someone like Islam again, to go against someone like Topuria, but I'm tired of this guy sitting on the bench because Dana, give me title shot, Dana. Dude, shut the fuck up, dude. No title shot, man. Fight Gaethje, fight Patty, fight somebody, okay, and then we'll talk. I think he needs to fight Patty, right? But will I be upset if Dana announces Arman versus Ilya? Not really. I mean, I will be, but I won't be at the same time because I don't want to see Ilya fight Gaethje because just old man Gaethje, I don't really care. So Arman does. It's like a weird debacle, bro, because Arman does have to fight Topuria, but he shouldn't have to. It's just the cruel world that we live in. So my rant's over, bro. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, bro. I kind of agree with most of your points, bro. I do agree that he's kind of a crybaby. He is doing all this social media stuff for clout. He did. I don't know about arguably lost to Oliveira. I do think he beat Oliveira. I mean, he beat Dariush. Yeah, he knocked him out actually. I think in the first round.
Oh, great win, but it's old man Dariush, ranked number 9. Whoop-de-doo. You get a title shot now?
Yeah, the one thing I will have to say is that Armin is still young, bro. He's only 28, so I'll be kind of careful because he's gonna be improving rapidly in every fight. And like you said, we haven't seen him since March 2024, so we never really know if in the next fight he looks way better than UFC 300 beating Charles Oliveira. And the thing is that it's his style that he's not gonna knock out Oliveira in round 1 like Topuria. He's gonna wrestle you, he's gonna beat you, and like you said, it is kind of fucked because he did drop out of his fight in last minute, and he does have to fight somebody for that title shot. But he's the most deserving in the division to fight Topuria, and that's the best fight to make. But I do understand your point. I do also agree that he is kind of overrated.
Yeah, super overrated.
And Yeah.
I hope I'm not a, I know this is an overrated fighters list and not a most hated fighters list. I still think he'd probably be number 2 if on my hated fighters list. Maybe I'm clouding myself too
For
much,
sure.
but yeah, man. And another thing, my friends say I look like everyone in the group chat says I look like this guy, and it pisses me the fuck off. I mean, I hate him so much. It's terrible.
I kind of see it, bro.
I hate him. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That was overrated fighters tier list, and we'll catch you guys in the next video, bro.
Dally, boys, have a good night.